friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally doing a sketchbook tour. Now if you have been following my work or you have seen my previous videos, you know how much I love my sketchbooks. One of my favorite videos to film has been my sketchbook tour. This book holds so much history. To me they are so special and important. It's such a blessing to see how much you have improved and to be able to look back on everything you have done. This is a really important sketchbook for me because I filled this sketchbook in a very tough time in my life. It holds a bunch of memories, a lot of things I had to overcome, and just the struggle to improve after being so much discouraged for a really long time. And also I was struggling to find good inspiration around me. I am attracted more to nature, so being in Dubai, I have certain limitations for all of that. You look around and you'll only find buildings. I'm so happy with my art and my progress. I'm really proud of everything I have achieved, and a lot of you have actually been asking for a sketchbook tour, since most of the drawings in the sketchbook you have seen before in my social media. And for me, after all of these sketchbooks, I think that this one, if I had to sum up in a word, it would be just exciting. So just sit back and relax. Let's take a look on my most recent sketchbook. I started this sketchbook back in 2022. It took a while to finish because I had to deal a lot of things in Dubai. I kicked it off at the end of September, inspired by a Studio Ghibli movie, and created a fun start page. Each drawing in here reflects my journey and creativity. Let's flip through the page together. Here I'm just adding the end date, that was on September 3rd, 2024. The first sketch I did when I moved to Dubai. I didn't have a lot of inspiration here. I just drew it from my imagination and added a spread of colors to make it look attractive. However, you can see some of the details got smudged. Moving on to the next page, I got inspired to draw a clock. I saw it on my way back from my friend's house and wanted to sketch it. Unfortunately, I forgot to take a picture that day. I added numbers here, but the original clock had Roman numerals. Still, I like the way how this turned out. Here I was craving to sketch a building. As I worked on it, my sketch got messier and I struggled to finish this page. Kinda like it, but I could improve. This sketch was done during a visit to Heritage Village. I was having a good day with my sketch, but later I added some quotes from Shakespeare in a hurry and ended up spoiling this page, but it's okay, you learn from your own mistakes. This is one of my favorite spread. I got the inspiration from Pinterest. I'm happy with how it turned out, so I recreated it with a different color. You will see the similar page in my further sketchbook spread. Moving on to the next page, in old Dubai, that is Perth, Dubai, you will find telephone booths like this. One of them had a creepers going on all the way from the pot to the booth. I really liked how it turned out. This was done using watercolors, and if you look closely at the pot, you will notice I have left some space to make them look shinier. And this simple fun tree was made on the same day. I was super happy after sketching it. This sketchbook day was one of my favorites. I wanted to do some urban cartoonist style sketches, so I went on Pinterest and found these. I really like the details on the pot, and the way it looks remind me of the peace I felt that day. These bottles were inspired by an artist I found on Pinterest. I don't remember the artist name, but I'm happy with the result and how it turned out. This was a cute little scooter I found way back to my home, and I decided to sketch it. On this particular day, I took my sketchbook out for the drawing session. Whenever I feel the urge to sketch, it usually turns out well. I'm really pleased with how this sketch spread came together. On this page, I was just testing out my fine liners. These were my struggling days in Dubai, so you'll notice that many of the sketches here are less colorful. I love the details that I added here. I think I need to do more of these sketches in my next sketchbook as well. Last year, I went on a trip with my friends to Korfakan, and this spread was inspired by its beautiful scenery. Since I didn't have the reference picture, I did an urban sketching from my imagination when I returned back home. Some more mansions. I guess I took this from Pinterest. And in this page, I did some swatches of color pencils. I did opacity test and blend test as well. I also did some plants and bushes studies using gouache. I like all the little highlights I added in this. Here you can see the white flowers. I don't know what I was really thinking while making this, but it was a great study. Here's another colorless urban sketch, but I'm really happy with all the details in this one. I actually saw this picture in Pinterest and decided to sketch. I remember this page as well. I was trying to hide something, so I painted doodle over it. In this spread, I wanted to add a splash of colors, so I created a vibrant floral design using watercolors. I also hosted a live session where I demonstrated how to create a simple floral designs that you can also use for postcards or stickers. Moving on to the next page, I included some Quranic verse to remind myself that God is sufficient for me. On the following page, I created a nostalgic view of banana trees that I used to see in my childhood. I used to see a lot of them in my childhood. This is a fun page. I don't have much to say about it, but I really enjoyed using colors that day. This page is totally inspired by Pinterest. I always dreamed of living in the roots of a tree or a tree house whenever I watched Disney movies. This particular sketch is inspired by that childhood fantasy. I used color pencils on this page and I absolutely love how it turned out. I was working on a project to paint on a bag and tested some acrylic on this page. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out well because the acrylics were of poor quality and not suitable for creating an art. Some fun doodle on another page. my very first video on YouTube channel, I did hemi gouache testing on this page. This piece is also featured in one of my YouTube videos. The reference for this painting comes from Studio Ghibli, and I used hemi gouache to bring it to life. I really like the details on the tomatoes and cucumber. This is also from the video that I recorded to test Vincent and Newton watercolors, and I'm totally in love with the colors. These are so vibrant and I love it. And these are some of the artworks I featured in my YouTube video on how to fill your sketchbook in 5 simple ways. This was for the timer recliner, and this one you could do any 2 pieces in 2 different methods. And this is to look back on your previous art that you like and recreate it using different color also. This is a fun doodle. You can just move your hands and create whatever you like. And you see, I have tested some alcohol markers which was spreading through the next page. I was craving to have more alcohol markers, so I was testing few of them. I remember these 2 thumbnail arts I did for my project. I created a landscape thumbnail as well as a portrait thumbnail, and ended up with doing the landscape one. This one is totally inspired by Pinterest, and I loved how it turned out. I took a free course from an academy called Alekham. I guess I'm pronouncing it right. The name of the course was Draw Anything in 3 Steps. I wanted to learn this basic techniques to see where I stand with my art skills. I challenged myself to learn new things, and here I created different type of leaves. After creating different type of leaves, I got inspired to create more of those, so I created an oak tree inspired by the oak leaf I drew on the previous page. Love the details that I created on this tree. This fig tree is one of my favorites. I love how it turned out with lot of details added to this piece. The sketching process was incredibly therapeutic for me. Next is a branch of chestnut tree. This is such a fun artwork to create. I challenged myself to use the dark in light out method, and I'm really pleased with the results. Another great sketching session of mine features a lychee. I love the highlights I added to this one. It was such a fun process to create. Custard apple is one of my favorite fruits. I sketched it during a live session, dividing it into 2 parts. If you want this in detail, you can check my video in the live session in my channel. And finally, the last page of my sketchbook. I initially wanted to create a different fruit, but ended up creating a pineapple. It turned out well, and if you want to see how I created it, you can check my live streaming video on my channel. And with that, we have reached the last page of the sketchbook. I hope you all enjoyed my video. If you have made this far, Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Also comment below and let me know which is your favorite page in this sketchbook.